Welcome to the video. We're gonna get into this video, and this is gonna be about Virgo placements, Uranus, etc. So we're gonna touch base on all of the other planets in our Virgo. If you haven't checked, I did do a video on the sun, moon, and rising for Virgo, so please go check that out. But here we go. Only elevate, never let them break, never let them break, yeah. Never let them take, yeah. Never let them break, never let them break, yeah. For starting off with our placements for Virgo and Mercury. Mercury deals with intellect, communication. Actually, Mercury rules this planet, rules the sign. So Mercury is the ruling planet for a Virgo, okay? Very analytical creatures. They are the type that must know all of the facts before they come to a conclusion of some sort. They don't have a knack for dealing with people because they're very intellectual. When it comes to people who are not, they're more so sloppier in their thinking. They have an intolerance for that in this placement, or they can have. This placement is the type to be detached from human emotions. They like to think things through, logically rationalizing things. So they detach so that they can think things through logically. They detach from their emotions. They have a great memory. So these natives can tend to memorize things like long pages of material if they're trying to cram before, let's say, an essay, or they're trying to cram before a test or something like that. I remember those nights. So those days, okay, those evenings, afternoons, okay. So they're the type that they'll cram. They're able to remember everything, long pages of bodies of work. So have a great memory there. These people or natives will make great reporters, great teachers, great scientists, or just an overall researcher. They have an eagerness to work in this placement, so they may take on too many projects. You're like, why did I do that? But they have like this eagerness to work, so they may take on a lot of projects at one time. And they are very creative in this placement. And they have a talent for creative crafts and like crafty work. Next is Venus and Virgo. So these individuals, when it comes to love, they are very cautious. Already analytical creatures as a Virgo. So they're very cautious when falling in love. They may even avoid it to a certain extent, like vulnerability in love. So they may take, like, for example, if there's an individual who has like a minor flaw. Say, for instance, the person talks too much or something like that, or whatever the flaw they may have in their mind as a flaw. Everybody has peripheral. Some people may see it as a flaw, some people may not, but whatever it is that this individual see as a flaw, it may be minor is the main key. It may be very minor, but to avoid getting involved and going through all of that vulnerability and emotions, they may take that minor flaw and blow it up as like it's something major, just to, make themselves feel good. Like, I want to deal with you. Like, you got this going on. And that way I don't have to get involved with you. And so they, like I said, they don't really like vulnerability. So they have like a fear deep down of exploiting and sharing their innermost feelings with this placement. This made me think about like some people that I know with the Venus and Virgo, and they did not open up to me. Like, I don't know what it was, and whatever. We could say that for later videos, but they want someone that sees them as, a special person overall. They just want somebody that values them like that. When these individuals do finally decide to give their heart and open up and be vulnerable, sometimes it could just be given to the wrong person. And the person may not truly appreciate, all that they really have to give. A lot of humanitarians and government leaders have this placement. So this is like Virgo is like the servicing sign for humankind. So more so, a Virgo Venus would love people as a whole than individuals. You know what I'm saying? So they'll love people at large than more so get themselves involved individually. Next, we have our Mars in Virgo. So Mars in Virgo, Mars deals with your assertiveness, your sex drive. These individuals are very ambitious. As a Virgo is a workaholic, so these individuals are very ambitious and very proud. They may not show that boastful proudness, but they are very proud deep down inside. Extremely strong-willed with the Mars and Venus, and they know how to separate their emotions from logic, and that helps them with decision making. They can be very shrewd, calculating when it comes to making decisions, and may even be like quiet. And overall, as a Virgo, attention to detail here. These are those natives as a whole. Like, doesn't matter your placement. Virgo is known to be attention to detail. This placement is specific. Mars and Venus is said to just watch out because you can be overwhelmed and bogged down by too many details. When it comes to planning things, anything, just watch out for being bogged down too much on the details of things. When it comes to their sex drive, they are glamorous, or they do glamorize sex, but they're not really phased. Like, they don't come off as phased by sex, but they do glamorize it. They do desire, they want that physical affection, they want all of that emotional connection. So they desire like physical and mental stimulation. And they have really deep passions, but their passions are not really shown. Like I said, they're not really phased, it seems like, when it comes to sex, but they do feel deeply about it and glamorize it and desire it. Next is Jupiter, luck, blessings, finance, fortune, all of that. So Venus and Jupiter, luckiest in the times of any earth sign. So Virgo, Capricorn, and the other is Taurus. They are the luckiest in those times of the seasons. These individuals will have a lot of luck in making like a pastime hobby that they may have into, you know, something that really they enjoy doing. They will turn it into something and maybe make a career out of it. But whatever it is, they have great success in that. They have luck in anything intellectual. So if they're desiring to pursue something that requires them to use a lot of intellect, that could be anything. They do have a lot of luck in doing that. They have an unusual amount of common sense that they possess. They do handle their details one step at a time. They do have an ability to grasp the facts of things very well and apply them. So they make great scientists, individuals that deal with like space, technology, medicine, all of that. They also have a lot of luck and do great in careers that deal with teaching, accounting, journaling, or a journalist or a news commentator. We have our Saturn in Virgo. This is a great placement actually for Virgo. So very comfortable here. These individuals are well organized, strategic, and goal setters and goal achievers. Early in life, Saturn may have placed some difficulties for a Virgo where they had issues in their health. They may have experienced a lot of sorrow and disappointment of some sort. These individuals may fear like they may easily see and view the darkness of life, and they fear the unknown. They may also, like when people don't see things the way that they see them, they may have a tendency to become like petty tyrants. Detail-oriented, like I said. So as a Virgo and Saturn, they may find their attention to detail, they may be bogged down by the details that they find. But with that detail, with this placement, it does help them with gaining a lot of wisdom. But when it comes to them seeing visions and things of that sort, creating visions for themselves, that may be a little bit difficult to do because they're so bogged down. But they're so bogged down from the details that it may be difficult to really get to the clear vision of things. But they gain a lot of wisdom from the details. Next up is Uranus and Virgo. These individuals have a great ability to focus and analyze things, just like a Virgo would. Very analytical still. They really do well with combining their intuition and their common sense and rationality. They're really good at combining those things like perfectly. They can come off or be rebellious to the restrictions of others, and they have a deep desire to change the world in this placement. Workaholics, when you think about a Virgo, you think about a workaholic. So they have a lot of luck in this placement when it comes to anything that has to do with work. They can be very independent and eccentric. Okay, hey everyone, I'm back. I have on a different shirt because I had some technical difficulties, but I'm going to jump back into this Uranus and Virgo. So as a Virgo sign overall, they are a service to people naturally. They love to serve and please. So with this placement, these individuals are said to have a strong instinct, like a motherly instinct to serve mankind. These individuals may have been very discontent with like the status quo. As a Virgo anyway, they're perfectionists, so they'll never just settle for that status quo. Individuals also may have been psychic, but may have not trusted, because they're very analytical, they may have not trusted the psychic abilities that they have. Some things that happened during this time of the transit with Neptune and Virgo. You had the Great Depression going on, and you also had World War II. Those things help shape and bring more service to mankind with this Virgo. It also put a light onto like civil rights for everyone and equality for everyone. Women's rights, civil rights, all of that. And all the different women's movements that were going on were happening at this time. And it also addressed some environmental concerns going on. Also, a big thing that happened was the introduction of some things to help with disease, such as penicillin that was established and created, and also chemotherapy was like a big establishment at this time. So that was to also help and aid and serve mankind. Next up, we have Pluto in Virgo. You have to be born between 1956 and 1972 to have this placement. These individuals, as a Virgo would, they did seek a lot of perfection. Pluto, and I did put a description, or in the description, I did put a link to the descriptions of the different planets or what they mean. So Pluto, Uranus, so check that out. But just a brief though on what Pluto again means. And Pluto gives you the transformation. So it pretty much tells you about the transformation when it comes to a certain sign. And that transformation helps shape the world or individuals in a certain way. That makes sense. Go check out the video to get more detail for each planet as you need. But for this Virgo Pluto, these natives could also have been very suspicious of the world around them because they're, as a Virgo, is already analytic. And it also, in this placement, brought service to others. Now, as I stated, a lot of things happen with Neptune, kind of the same a little bit in Pluto. It talks about how civil rights were established, women's rights were established, things were being helped and aided as far as diseases to help the public. The environment also was being checked out more. Some things that happened as far as like Pluto's transit with Virgo were the assassinations of some people. We have John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. So that's what brought about the destruction at this time. So Southeast Asia experienced some war, which actually divided them. It was the Vietnam War. So that divided the nation completely. emotionally and everything. So that was also a destruction that occurred in this Pluto and Virgo. That does complete the Virgo placements. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you need to go check out any other signs, please feel free to go check out my page, subscribe, because I got some more good stuff coming. Check out my page and go look at my playlist. I have done signs so far up until what I started at Sagittarius, and now we're at Virgo. So I'm about to start recording for the next signs, but if you need to go look at those other signs, go check that out. If you have any questions on this, please give me some comments or whatever, hit me up. Check out the description if you need to check me out, if you want to check out my music, if you want to check out my other social media platforms. I never said this in any video, but my music link is down below, and the song that's actually playing is my song. So check out my music. I have an album out called Soul Survivor, and let me know what you think about that. But enough of that. I hope everyone enjoyed the video and it brought some enlightenment in different ways, maybe connected with you guys in different ways, maybe. And let me know if it did connect with you. Please comment anything that you like and share with others. Like, comment, subscribe. And I hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day or night, and stay safe.